Sandra came for a few last-minute items, but the moment she stepped inside, the store felt wrong. Too quiet, too still, like something was waiting for her between the aisles. The automatic doors hissed open, releasing a gust of cold air as Sandra stepped inside. Walmart was nearly empty. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sickly yellow glow on the silent aisles. Her cart rattled against the tile. She'd only come for a few last-minute items, but something felt wrong. The air was heavy, the shelves loomed taller, shadows stretched longer than they should, and from somewhere deep within the store, something watched. Sandra moved deeper into the store, cartwheels squeaking on polished tile. The silence thickened as she entered the cereal aisle. Boxes lay ripped open, cereal scattered like debris. It looked violent, like something had clawed through them. Her pulse quickened. This wasn't a prank or a late-night mess. Something was wrong. The air felt colder. The quiet wasn't just empty. It was watching. She whispered, probably just kids, but even she didn't believe it. Sandra clutched her cart, her eyes darting around the empty aisle. She called out, "Hello? Is anyone here?" Her voice sounded tiny and weak, swallowed by the vast silent store. No answer. Just the low, constant hum of the lights and the distant, unsettling creak of something in the back of the store. She felt a prickle on her neck, like she wasn't alone. Was someone hiding, or was it something else entirely? Sandra decided to check the next aisle over, hoping to find an employee, or at least another shopper. As she rounded the corner into the toy section, a sudden, piercing giggle echoed through the quiet store. It was a child's laugh, but twisted and cold, sending shivers down her spine. No child should be here this late. Her eyes scanned the towering shelves filled with colorful toys but saw no one. Then, a doll with wide, glassy eyes on a top shelf slowly turned its head to face her. Sandra screamed, a sharp, choked sound, and stumbled backward, almost tripping over her own feet. The doll's head remained facing her, its painted smile seeming to stretch wider in the dim light. She spun her cart around and pushed it as fast as she could towards the front of the store, the squeak of the wheels now a frantic screech. She had to get out. The air felt heavy, like something unseen was pressing in on her from all sides. Every shadow seemed to twist into monstrous shapes. As Sandra sped toward the exit, the automatic doors at the front of Walmart suddenly slammed shut with a deafening crash. The sound echoed through the silent store, making her jump. She rushed forward, grabbing the cold metal handles, pulling and shaking them with all her might. They wouldn't budge, trapped. A low, raspy whisper seemed to slither from the speakers above, too faint to understand, but full of malice. Panic surged in Sandra's chest. She pounded the glass doors, but they wouldn't budge. A low, distorted whisper slithered from the speakers. Many voices, no words, just malice. The lights above flickered violently, plunging the store into bursts of darkness. Shadows twisted, stretched, became monstrous. Her breath came in short, sharp gasps as she scanned for an exit. The air felt alive, pressing in. She was trapped, and something was coming. Sandra backed away from the sealed doors, heart pounding. The flickering lights and whispering voices made the store feel smaller, tighter, like it was closing in. Then came a soft thump from the cleaning aisle. She froze. Was it just a box? Or something moving? The whispers grew louder, more chaotic. Shadows stretched across the floor, twisting. Her breath hitched. Every instinct screamed, "Run!" But the exits were sealed, and the dark was starting to move. Sandra's heart hammered against her ribs. She peered cautiously around the end of the aisle, her eyes trying to pierce the gloom. The thump had been louder than a falling box. What she saw made her blood run cold. A mop bucket, overturned, was slowly leaking a dark, viscous liquid across the linoleum floor. But what truly terrified her was the silhouette of a figure at the far end of the aisle. It was tall and thin, unmoving, just standing there, partially hidden behind a stack of paper towels. It wasn't an employee. Its shape was all wrong, too still, too unnaturally quiet. Sandra crept backward, eyes locked on the shelf gap where the shadow lingered. She let her cart roll away, silent and useless. The lights flickered, then snapped back on. The figure was closer. It hadn't moved. It had just appeared nearer, like it slipped through the dark. Her breath caught. Was it real, or just panic twisting the light? She didn't dare blink. The store felt unreal, like it was folding in on itself, and she was no longer alone. Sandra froze, eyes locked on the gliding shadow. It wasn't walking, it was drifting, silent and wrong. The whispers surged into a bone-rattling drone. Panic took over. She bolted, not for the doors, but deeper into the aisles, desperate for a staff room, any escape. The thought of being trapped in this vast, empty store sent a fresh wave of terror through her.